Harry Simpson will take pole position for the second No Park Classic Sports and Saloon Car race, with Tommy Gilmartin alongside Robert Marshall and Stan Bernard on row 2, then Alex Montgomery and Matt Gordon. Tim Reed 7th with John Kinman alongside, then it's George Leach and Scott Goodfellow. Ian McMurdo 11th with Blair Nimmo starting 12th in the 3 litre Ford Capri. Last 2 rows of the grid, Ian Morton and Caroline McMurdo, then it's Bruce Weir and Jimmy Crow, 2 guys who non-finished in race 1. They'll be hoping for a little bit more luck in race 2. So here we are at the front of the grid, Harry Simpson and Tommy Gilmartin. Gilmartin got the upper hand in terms of the fastest lap, and a little bit of rolling from the Morgan. He got it stopped, and I think he was caught out by the rolling again. A cracking start by Stan Bernard, who goes up into 3rd place ahead of Robert Marshall. Tim Reed's coming through in the red Marcos GT, makes a good start. Robert Marshall round the outside of Stan Bernard. That Porsche very quick off the line, but once again it's the Ginetta of Harry Simpson leading from Tommy Gilmartin, then Stan Bernard. 5th position is Alex Montgomery. So Alex holding station from 5th on the grid. There is John Kinman, who's had a terrific race in the first one, coming through from the back of the field. A little bit of rally sideways action from Robert Marshall goes through, looking to try and emulate his brother. Oh, and very sadly the Ford Terrier Mark II is in retirement. Scott Goodfellow's race, very short-lived indeed. The Len Terry designed car out of the race, and I think that is going to see some very vigorously waved yellow flags where that is. And in fact, you can already see those on the start line. So up they come, and passing through under yellow flag was Tommy Gilmartin. I'm sure he'll cede that place back. Perhaps he hasn't seen it, and I'm imagining if there was a waved yellow at the top of the hill, further back down, there probably would have been a stationary one. And you can see the Terrier there. Absolutely vital that the cars slow down, because the some of the machinery we've got here is a little bit on the rare side, to say the least. I don't recall seeing any other of the Terriers race, so the main thing is the driver's out safe and well, but we wouldn't want any other cars crashing into it and anybody else getting hurt, so it will be moved off. Part of the circuit that is used a fair bit, it's on the little runoff area down Duffus. So what looks like effectively a full course caution. To my mind, from where I was looking, it did look like Tommy Gilmartin passed under yellow, so we'll defer to the officials. And of course we know that Harry Simpson will have the nimbleness and the pace to be able to reclaim the lead. Stan Bernard in 3rd, 4th place is Robert Marshall, and those cars being picked up by the safety car whilst the recovery happens, with the Marshalls working so hard as ever they do. Looks like top newcomer at the moment is John Kinman. Got up to 8th position in race number 1, so he's no doubt enjoying the power of the Triumph TR8. So there is Tim Reed goes through in the Marcus. George Leach, Ian Morton, Jimmy Crow made up a few good places, Bruce Weir. There's Ian McMurdo in the white A35, then Blair Nimmo in the Capri, and finally we see Caroline McMurdo in the Austin A30. So it gave us a good chance to look at the field. And looks up the inside. This is where he pulled side by side with the race leader earlier on. It's an absolute cracker between these two. Up across the line they go, and the power of the Morgan just seems to pay as they go down the hill once again. On the G4, originally, I think we said in race 1, originally built back in 1961 for the side valve 105E Ford engine, but now running with a Lotus twin cam. It's a very good bit of kit, and the Ginetta name, of course, still very strong in British motorsport. And I'm sure the Ginetta chief, Lawrence Tomlinson, will be pleased to see one of the older models doing well in classic racing. There's Robert Marshall, still there in 3rd place, number 1. Joint champion, as we said, comes from Alva. And still side by side. This is incredible stuff from both of these classics, different classes. And up the inside goes Harry Simpson. The lighter car is allowed a much tighter line. They're still side by side. Look how close they're getting. Now remember that the onboard camera accentuates the gap. That was very close stuff indeed. And Harry Simpson having a real good go. Backmarkers coming into play. It's Caroline McMurdo in the Austin A30 who's going to be the first backmarker that the pair happen across. Caroline running well at the moment in Class A, picking up points. Now last time of course she saw the cars in plenty of the time, moved to the outside of the track. This is a difficult part of the circuit to catch the back markers through the chicane, but Caroline, I think, seen them, keeps to the outside, and through they go. And darting through the smallest of gaps was Harry Simpson, trying to get on terms with the Morgan. I'm wondering if he does feel that he was passed under a waved yellow. Here they come through Hislops again. Simpson on the outside line, left of shot, the blue Ginetta challenging the Morgan hard. This is possibly where the Ginetta will be a little bit more nimble, but look at that, the superb handling as well of the Morgan. Comes out of it, a sweep round the outside and hangs on to lead position. So Tommy Gilmartin still there. Gilmartin looking for his first win in the Morgan. I can't remember him taking an overall win in the Capri, probably took class wins. Again, I'll have to check that stat out, but this looks like it could be an overall first win for him. Down past Ian Morton in the MG Midget. So Ian electing to run in the Class F, which is the invitation class this weekend, but we've seen Ian running in Class A in previous years, but therefore he won't score championship points this weekend. And this battle has been an absolute cracker between these two and Harry Simpson. This has been a real great race, some brilliant defence from the Morgan and some superb attacking. They're coming up now on Blair Nimmo. Blair running in 10th position at the moment. This time it's the Ginetta that goes wide and sneaks back up the inside, so hoping for a longer run up the hill. Doesn't get squeezed, but Gilmartin's looking for the inside line as well. They're side by side, the Capri's there, but once again the power of the Morgan Plus 8 makes it count, comes down the hill. But if you'd have said this is going to happen before the start of the season, that we were going to see a Class B car taking the battle to the Morgans, I wouldn't have believed it, but it's been absolutely wonderful to see. Down to Scotsman corner again. Oh, sadly that's Ian McMurdo out. Ian McMurdo in the A35 has retired from the race. Well into half distance, so Caroline's going to pick up a few more points over her husband in this race, and I think consolidate her position of second in Class A in terms of the Class A Championship. But it's the Class B leader chasing the Class D Championship leader at the moment, and Tommy Gilmartin has got the inside line. The Ginetta trying the outside. Have got to be absolutely fair to Harry Simpson. He's tried absolutely every line possible. Now comes out of the hairpin corner again, side by side up the hill. Watch the Morgan, let's see if he can pull away again before they get to the top. It just, that extra power seems to tell, and he gets in front, and that's going to be crucial on the last corner for sure. So Tommy Gilmore, Harry Simpson's got the fastest lap now, 63.109 for the chaser. Well, they're battling hard, but this is absolutely taking nothing away from their race speeds. How does that compare with race number one? Tommy Gilmartin did a 59.0, so he's going to have the fastest race lap of the weekend if things stay like that. Down towards Clark Corner once again, and it's Gilmartin still with his nose in front, and you just feel that keeping it there is going to be significant. Scrubbed off a little bit of speed there, and Harry Simpson starts to close in again. It's George Leach, the Class A leader in the 1400cc Fiesta, the next backmarker target for them. So Leach is going to find himself a lap down, and Gilmartin hangs on. Wide exit, up the inside again comes Harry Simpson, side by side, and up the hill they go. On to the last lap here at Knockhill. What a classic race this has been. And it's Tommy Gilmartin. George Leach, look, keeps well out of the way. Terrific driving by the Class A leader as the faster cars go through. And it looks like the Class E car has possibly done enough to hang on. But here comes the Ginetta again. Closes into half a car's length and virtually gluing himself onto the rear of the car in front. Through the chicane, the climb, past the blind brow, a little bit over the curbs, goes the Ginetta. That might lose him a bit of time, and this is the view from the lead car. Tommy Gilmartin going for his first overall win in the Morgan. We're used to seeing RPM Motorsport cars at the front, so that particular site not unusual, but it's going to be a major A major happening for Tommy Gilmartin, who comes out of his lofts, down the straight. There's the Ginetta, out of the slipstream, onto the outside line. Is he going to go for the cutback and the run up towards the flag? Yes, he is. Points the car up the inside, and it's a sprint to the flag. He got his nose in front momentarily there, so it's all about the drag race to the checkered flag, and there it is. It is the Morgan's Power that does it. Tommy Gilmartin wins the race. Harry Simpson is Class B victor, and second position by just under 0.2 of a second, with Robert Marshall in third. Thumbs up from Tommy Gilmartin, his overall win here today, first overall win of the year, and indeed in the Morgan. Harry Simpson wins class, as do Robert Marshall and Stan Bernard third and fourth. Matt Gordon fifth from Alex Montgomery, Jimmy Crow, then Bruce Weir. George Leach, congratulations to him on the Class A win. Blair Nimmo comes home in 10th place, ahead of Caroline McMurdo, the only other finisher, in 11th.
So here we are on the podium with all the class winners, but we're going to have a word with the man who won overall on the road, Tommy Gilmartin. Tommy, that was a hard race for yourself and Harry there.
Very hard race. Harry kept me at it. As I said, he ate all them pies at lunchtime and it gave me a wee bit of an edge, but it was hard work. But
the big car, you know, you've got a little bit more straight line speed, but Harry seems to drive the wheels off the little Ginetta around the back and catches you.
He's very, very fast on the corner, especially the hairpin. I just couldn't believe the amount of car lengths that he was taking out of me. And actually out the hairpin quicker as well, he was getting by me. And we were up near the rise sometimes before I was catching him.
Lots of tricky traffic out there as well, and you really dealt with it well, Tommy.
A35 gave me a big fright, very big fright. I think it gave Harry a fright as well.